The phone is silent. An hour ago, you were both laughing, the connection felt real. Now, nothing. A void. And in that void, your mind starts racing. Did I say something wrong? Is she with someone else? Should I text her again? This is the exact moment where most men lose their footing. They let a woman's silence become the loudest noise in their head. That painful, gut-wrenching uncertainty can make you feel confused, worthless, and desperate for any kind of answer. But what if I told you that her silence isn't a judgment on your worth, but a critical piece of information? What if that quiet is the perfect chance to reveal your true strength? Her not calling means something far deeper than you think. It isn't some test you have to pass, but a signal you have to learn to read correctly. And the ancient Stoics gave us the playbook for decoding it, not to win her back, but to reclaim your own unshakable peace. Section 1. The Anatomy of Silence. When a woman you're interested in goes quiet, what's your first instinct? It's to fill that silence, right? To fix it, to close that gap. That impulse comes from a deep-seated fear of rejection and a need for someone else's approval. You've temporarily handed over the remote control to your well-being to her, and now that she's withdrawn her validation, you're left feeling anxious and lost. The average guy panics. He sends a flurry of texts. He calls again. He polls his friends for their opinions. He replays every second of your last conversation, hunting for the one mistake he thinks he made. His mind turns into a courtroom where he's the prosecutor, the defendant, and the jury, and the verdict is always guilty. This behavior comes from the false belief that his actions can somehow control her feelings. He thinks, if I just say the perfect thing, she'll come back. This is the fundamental mistake. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus put it plainly, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Her silence is just an external event. Your frantic, anxious spiral? That's a choice. And it's a choice that screams neediness, kills attraction, and, most importantly, robs you of your own inner peace. Neuroscience has found that being ignored or socially rejected can activate some of the same regions in the brain that register physical pain. That ache you feel is real. The anxiety is real. But a man who understands Stoic principles doesn't try to change the external event. He focuses on mastering his internal response. He gets that his power doesn't lie in making her call, but in staying centered whether she does or not. Section 2. The Stoic Reframe. Silence as information, not a verdict. Here's the powerful truth that changes everything. Her silence isn't about you. It's a reflection of her communication style, her emotional state, or her level of interest. Your job isn't to change it. It's to understand it. The Stoic reframe is to stop seeing her silence as a verdict on your worth and start seeing it as a piece of data. This data usually tells you one of three things. First, the silence might be completely neutral. She could genuinely be busy with work, dealing with a family issue, or just focused on her own goals. In a world of nonstop connection, we've forgotten that people have lives outside of their phones. To assume her silence is a direct result of something you did is actually an act of ego. A Stoic man doesn't think the world revolves around him. He accepts that her quiet might have nothing to do with him at all. Second, the silence could be a sign of her own internal battle. She might be withdrawing because she's afraid of getting hurt or is overwhelmed by her own emotions. Often, this comes from a deep-seated fear of confrontation. She goes quiet because she doesn't have the tools to handle a difficult conversation. This is about her self-protection, not your inadequacy. A man who reacts with pressure and panic just proves her fears right. The grounded man gives her the space she's already taking, because he knows you can't force intimacy. And third, the one that's hardest to accept, the silence might be a deliberate tool for control. This is the silent treatment, and it's a well-known tactic of emotional abuse. It's a manipulative refusal to communicate that's designed to punish you and leave you feeling confused, anxious, and powerless. Let's be crystal clear. This is not some healthy test of your character. It's a giant, waving red flag that shows you she lacks the maturity for respectful communication and can cause real psychological harm. In all three of these scenarios, what's the right move? Chasing? Begging? Overanalyzing? No. The Stoic response is the same for all of them. calm observation and shifting the focus back to your own life. Your worth is not on trial. Her communication skills are. Mid-roll CTA. If this is starting to click for you, and you're ready to stop letting someone else's quiet control your emotional state, do me a favor and hit the like button and subscribe. We're all about sharing wisdom that builds real, unshakable strength. Comment calm is power down below to lock in this mindset. Section 3. The 4 actions of a Stoic man. So, what do you actually do? Here are 4 practical, Stoic-inspired actions to take when you're met with silence. Action 1. Differentiate the silence. First, you have to diagnose the situation. Is this a healthy need for space, or is it the manipulative silent treatment? The key difference is communication. Someone who needs space for a healthy reason will often tell you, even if it's brief. They might say, "Things are a bit crazy right now, I need a day to myself," or "Let's talk later when I'm calmer." That's a respectful pause. The silent treatment, on the other hand, is an uncommunicated, indefinite shutdown designed to punish or control you. It feels confusing and cruel because it is. Recognizing this difference is everything. One deserves patience. The other demands a firm boundary. Action 2. Master the dichotomy of control. This is the absolute cornerstone of Stoicism. You cannot control her phone, her feelings, or her choices. You can control your thoughts, your actions, and your responses. Stop wasting energy on what you can't control. Instead of obsessing over her, pour that energy back into yourself. Hit the gym. Make progress on that project you've been putting off. Connect with your friends. Read a book. Build a life that is so full and engaging that her attention is a wonderful bonus, not a desperate necessity. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Your peace should never be held hostage by someone else's behavior." Action 3. Set a communication boundary once. Playing games isn't the Stoic way. Giving her the silent treatment back to teach her a lesson just drags you down into a toxic dynamic. A mature, high-value man communicates his standards calmly and directly. After a reasonable amount of time, say a day or 2, don't send a needy text asking what's wrong or begging for attention. Instead, state your observation and your standard. Send one simple, calm message. "Hey, I've noticed you've gone quiet. I really value clear communication, so I hope everything is okay." That's it. You're not demanding a response. You're not accusing her of anything. You are simply stating your standard for a healthy interaction. This isn't a plea. It's a quiet declaration of your own values. It shifts you from a position of neediness to one of leadership. Now, the ball is in her court, and her response, or lack of one, is just more information for you. Action 4. Be willing to walk away. A Stoic isn't passive. He is an unflinching acceptor of reality. After you've calmly stated your boundary, her next move tells you everything you need to know. If she responds and explains, great. You can then decide if the connection is worth pursuing. But if she continues the silence, you have your answer. She is either not interested or not capable of the kind of mature communication that a healthy relationship requires. At this point, the most powerful, self-respecting action you can take is to walk away. This isn't about punishing her. It's the logical consequence of her actions. You are not losing her. You are gaining back your dignity and protecting your inner peace from a dynamic that has already proven itself to be unhealthy. True strength isn't about clinging tighter. It's about having the self-respect to let go of what isn't meant for you. Conclusion, the ultimate goal. The point of all this isn't to master some technique that will magically make her call you back. The real goal is to become the man who is perfectly okay whether she does or not. The ultimate transformation happens when you shift your entire focus from seeking approval from others to building strength from within. Her silence stops being a source of anxiety and becomes a simple, effective filter. It filters out women who aren't genuinely interested. It filters out those who lack the emotional maturity for a real connection. It filters out those who would use manipulation and control. And what's left behind? The open space for someone who can meet you with the honest, respectful communication you deserve. The man who panics when she's silent is a slave to her validation. The The man who applies these principles is sovereign over his own mind. He moves through the world with a calm confidence that doesn't depend on anyone's approval. He isn't trying to win a game. He's demonstrating his character. And that is the only victory that truly matters. End of video, CTA. If you're ready to keep building this kind of inner strength, make sure you subscribe for more content on applying Stoic wisdom to modern life. And check out our other video on how a high-value man responds to disrespect to deepen your understanding. Remember, your peace is your power. Protect it.